Let's take a look at this problem. That x over x minus 5 plus 10 over x plus 5 minus 50 over x squared minus 25. And we want to perform the indicated operation here. Well, the first step is to factor all of our denominators. Well, x minus 5 we can't do anything with. X plus 5 we can't do anything with. X squared minus 25. This is going to be dots. Difference 2 squares. Let me do it over here on the side. We got x squared minus 25. We're going to try to write it as something squared minus something else squared. You take a look at each individual piece and you ask yourself what times itself gives you that. For the x squared, that'd be x times x. For the 25, that'd be 5 times 5. Now I'm going to label this as f for what's my first set of parentheses. I'll label this as L for what's my last set of parentheses. Our formula is f plus L times f minus L. So wherever we have an f, we'll plug in x, and everywhere we have an L, we'll plug in 5. So that gives us x plus 5 times x minus 5. So this becomes x over x minus 5 plus 10 over x plus 5 minus 50 over x plus 5, x minus 5. Okay, that was step 1. Now step 2 is figure out your LCD, least common denominator, and rewrite each fraction with that. Okay, we'll start with our first factor. Start with x minus 5. Now we're looking for the greatest number of x minus 5s in any single denominator. We got 1 here, we got none here, we got 1 here. The greatest number of x minus 5s in any single denominator is 1. Then I'll go to my next factor, the x plus 5. And I'm looking for the greatest number of x plus 5s in any single denominator. There's none here, 1 here, 1 here. So the greatest number of x plus 5s in any single denominator is 1. So our LCD will be x minus 5, x plus 5. So I want to rewrite each fraction with that new denominator. Now our last fraction already has that, so I don't need to change that at all. Let's look at our first ones here. Okay, this one had an x minus 5. The x minus 5 is still there. The new item downstairs is the x plus 5. So whatever new item you have down here, you have to put up on top. So put x plus 5 up there. For our second fraction, we had an x plus 5. That x plus 5 is still there. The new item down below is x minus 5. So whatever new item you put down here, you have to put up on top. The mathematical rule behind that is whatever you multiply by the denominator, you have to multiply by the numerator. Whatever you multiply by the bottom, you have to multiply by the top. Well, x times x is x squared. X times 5 is 5x over x minus 5, x plus 5, plus 10 times x is 10x. 10 times negative 5 is negative 50 over x minus 5, x plus 5, minus 50 over x minus 5, x plus 5. Well, our next step, we got a common denominator now, so we'll add or subtract top parts. Remember, if there's a negative out in front of your fraction, that flips the sign of everything up on top, so 50 is going to change signs. So we're going to have x squared plus 5x plus 10x minus 50 all over x minus 5, x plus 5. Now we're going to combine together like terms. So we got x squared plus 15x minus 100 all over x minus 5, x plus 5. Okay. Now we got our single fraction now. Next step says to factor the top, factor the bottom. The bottom's already done. Top part though is PST. We have x squared x, no x, and there's no number before your x squared. Let me do it over here on the side. So we got x squared plus 15x minus 100. Now PSD would take our number at the end, ignoring signs. So we got 100. And we're going to come up with our 3 columns. Our P column, we list all the products give us 100. 1 times 100, 2 times 50, 4 times 25, 5 times 20, 6, no, 7, no, 8, I don't think so, 9, no, 10. 10 times 10. The S column, S for sum, we want to add these together. 1 plus 100 is 101, 2 plus 50 is 52, 4 plus 25 is 29, 5 plus 20 is 25, 10 plus 10 is 20. D for difference, subtract smaller from larger. 100 minus 1 is 99, 50 minus 2 is 48, 25 minus 4 is 21, 20 minus 5 is 15, 10 minus 10 is 0. Number we're looking for is number in the middle term, which is 15, which is right here, so we're going to use 5 and 20. So I got 5, and I got 20. Now our larger number in the P column that we're using, which is a 20, will always be the same sign as the middle term, which is positive. Number I circled in the difference column, D for different signs, means one will be positive, one will be negative. If 20 is positive, then 5 will be negative. So top part factors as x minus 5 times x plus 20 all over x minus 5, x plus 5. Okay, that was factor the top, factor the bottom. Next step is to cancel if possible. You can cancel if you have the same item up on top and down below. See how they both have an x minus 5? So those are going to cancel. And then we're left with x plus 20 over x plus 5. And that's our answer.